I never imagined I could love someone as much as I loved him. My whole world revolved around him. And then he shattered my world, shattered my heart. But somehow that night he came home and said those three terrible words. I cheated on you. He shattered my heart. But somehow it brought us closer than ever. I never imagined that was possible. That night he told me about his fling, the girl he cheated with. She was my friend. She was the one who helped me plan our anniversary party. We were so deeply in love, or at least I thought we were. He was my rock, my best friend, the person I shared everything with. Our love was epic. Every time I saw him, my heart raced. Our kisses were electric. And then out of nowhere, he told me he needed space. That was the first crack in our foundation. The day he admitted his infidelity, everything changed. The man I loved turned into a stranger. Guilt and shame consumed him. There was nothing left of that charming, charismatic guy I fell in love with. The betrayal cut deep. But instead of running away like most people would, I held on tight. I didn't want to lose him, not completely. He was all I knew. I tried to understand, to see if there was anything worth salvaging. He told me he was lost, confused. His words tumbled out in a torrent of emotion. He looked like he was drowning in his own guilt. In that moment, all I felt was an overwhelming need for him to feel that same pain I was in. I wanted him to experience every ounce of agony he caused me. I know it sounds awful, maybe even cruel, but in my mind, I couldn't leave until he felt the same pain he put me through. Therapy became our battleground. I laid it all out on the table. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment I questioned myself. Looking back, I was selfish, maybe even petty. But it wasn't about making him suffer. It was about forcing him to understand what he had done. He crumbled under the weight of his actions. It was like watching a skyscraper fall, watching him break apart piece by piece. Yet somehow it drew me closer to him. In the wreckage, I found a different kind of connection. Raw, painful, real. There were days I wanted to walk away, to run as far as I could. But something kept me rooted to that spot. Something primal, something fierce. Maybe it was the stubbornness of knowing I had to be the one to let go. Or maybe it was the sheer force of our love. We were so intertwined, our lives, our dreams, our fears. It was terrifying to think about starting over, about moving on. So I stayed. I stayed because leaving seemed impossible. One day during therapy, he dropped a bombshell. He confessed something he'd been hiding, something that shattered the last remnants of the man I once loved. He told me about his demons, the ones that haunted him, the ones he kept secret. It was like uncovering a hidden part of him, like discovering a skeleton in the closet. But instead of recoiling in horror, I reached out. I wanted to touch that darkness, to understand the monster lurking beneath. It sounds insane, I know, but in that darkness, I saw a glimmer of hope. If this was the monster he battled, the reason behind his infidelity, then maybe I could help. Maybe I could be his light. Suddenly, it wasn't just about saving our relationship. It was about saving him. The truth became our lifeline. We bared our souls, our deepest desires, our darkest secrets. It was a whirlwind of emotions, of revelations that shook us to our core. I learned things about him I never knew, things that made me question everything. But amidst the chaos, there was a method to the madness. With each truth bomb, our bond deepened. It was like excavating an ancient site, layer upon layer of history revealing itself. The more we uncovered, the more we healed. It was a long, arduous process. Some days I wanted to throw in the towel, to give up on the pain, to run away from the memories. But something kept me going. Maybe it was the hope of a brighter future, or the belief that we could come out of this stronger than before. As weeks turned into months, we started to change. I shed layers of naivety, of blissful ignorance. My eyes were open to the complexities of love, of relationships, of trust. He became more vulnerable, more honest, more real. Our love story took an unexpected turn. What started as a tale of betrayal and heartache morphed into something deeper, something more profound. We became students of life, of love, of pain. I learned the hard way that love isn't always enough. It needs constant nurturing, tending, communication. I realized that sometimes letting go is the kindest thing you can do. Not for them, but for yourself. We explored new horizons, new passions, new dreams. He pursued his long-forgotten artistic dreams. I rediscovered my love for writing. We supported each other, encouraged each other, challenged each other to grow. There were times when the pain threatened to consume us, when the memories of betrayal loomed large. But we faced it head on, together. Forgiveness wasn't about condoning his actions. It was about setting myself free from the shackles of anger and resentment. It was a conscious choice, a daily practice to let go of the past. For him, it was a different kind of hell. He battled the demons within, confronting the darkness that threatened to engulf us both. He sought help, reached out to those who understood his silent war. The scars remain etched in our hearts like battle scars, a reminder of the war we fought and somehow survived. They're a testament to our strength, our resilience, our endurance. When people look at us now, they see a power couple, a beacon of sorts, a shining example of love conquering all. But they don't see the cracks in our foundation, the tremors that shake us still. They don't know about the sleepless nights, the endless arguments, the tears that flowed like rivers. Our love story isn't a fairy tale. It's a saga of survival, a tribute to the tenacity of the human spirit. We've weathered the storms, navigated the treacherous waters, and emerged stronger, wiser, more compassionate. Today, when he looks at me, I see a depth of emotion, a tangle of love, gratitude, remorse, and pure adoration. In his eyes, I see the reflection of our journey, the trials, the tribulations, the triumphs, the healing. Our love story isn't about happily ever after. It's about forever and always, through thick and thin, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. And even then, our love will continue to live on, whispering through the wind, dancing in the stars, echoing in the hearts of those who dare to dream of love that defies all odds. People often ask how we managed to survive such a catastrophe, how we picked up the pieces and rebuilt our lives. Our story isn't a guidebook. It's a survival manual, raw, unfiltered, real. We didn't do it for the world. We did it for ourselves, for our love, for our sanity. We held on to each other because letting go wasn't an option. It was a leap of faith, a gamble with fate, a bet on our love. And somehow, against all odds, we won. Today, when I look back, I wouldn't trade our journey for anything. We've laughed, we've cried, we've grown, we've healed. We've become better individuals because of the shared trauma, because of the love that bound us together. Our story is a testament to the power of the human spirit, the capacity for love to heal, to mend, to transform. We didn't just survive, we thrived. We defied the odds. We proved that love, true love, can conquer all.